Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of the Digital Health Show. My name is Scott Bangater. I'm the VP of Healthcare Enterprise Sales at OSP Labs. You know, the U.S. healthcare sector is expanding and finally adapting to new technologies and advancements, especially in terms of sharing patient data and making patient data accessible. With electronic health records gaining popularity, obviously the concern is to ensure safe storage and data exchange. And this is where our subject of the day is coming in, cloud computing. Now, there are a few issues that really are going to be driving adoption of cloud computing, especially in the health sector. Slower database speeds. In a hospital setting, we see many old, outdated databases, and many databases going back several years, creating issues for data retrieval that are both lengthy and time-consuming. And with that, it leads us to our next issue. Retrieving that data can oftentimes create difficulty in timeliness and whether or not that data is being delivered in a consumable format, which is why it needs to be stored in both a classified and systematic manner for enhanced data accessibility. And lastly, as we see consolidation in the marketplace for healthcare organizations, whether that be Tenet Health or ambulatory surgical care center groups or HSC or HCA, large chunks of data needing to be transferred between multiple locations and needing to be doing that on a ongoing, almost continuous basis can create accessibility issues due to bandwidth constraints, as well as the ways in which hardware structure is been done in the past in those organizations. And there really is only one solution for overcoming these pain points, and that's cloud computing. If you're considering incorporating cloud computing in your healthcare system, or you're deploying such a system currently, or you have outdated or sunset systems, you really need to know the top 5 cloud platforms. And I'm going to give you actually my rating for each. The first is IBM. They're a renowned cloud platform, and they offer specific services for data sharing and management. If you go for an IBM platform, you're going to get many secure and scalable private cloud options. And in my opinion, IBM allows health institutions and organizations to include services that really capture and process the ever-expanding pool of health data, while also being scalable for small development organizations as well as large-scale or enterprise businesses. The drawback, though, is really their customer service and support when you need it. Due to their size, the sheer volume of requests coming in means your place in the queue could be a while. Keeping this in mind, I'm going to offer a rating of 3 out of 5 for IBM. Next, we have ClearData. This cloud provider is known for its advanced technology, information, security, and performance, along with their very well-managed and professional support services. ClearData's cloud platforms also meets the highest HIPAA compliance standards, which is important. You can access data easily through ClearData due to its improved data warehousing facilities. And since ClearData sets such high standards and works on building interpersonal relations with their clients, I actually found it really difficult to find fault in this platform. Pricing is maybe the only concern due to their contract structure. And as a result, I'm going to rate them 3.5 out of 5. Next is Google Cloud Platform, and some might know it as GCP. With Google Cloud, you can easily solve all types of problems, whether that's data sharing, collaboration with experts, such as individual or digital education, certification, strategy consulting, roadmap support, and the list goes on. Google Cloud also emphasizes security, and that creates a lot of confidence in that your data remains safe. Google also offers a very flexible pay-as-you-go plan and free trials. So with all these great features, what could be the drawback, you think? Well, For me, it's their customer support and their documentation. Google does offer multi-level support plans. They range from bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. Bronze level, because it is free, is typically the most used, and as a result creates a nightmare sometimes for clients to get access to quick and immediate support. Now, there are silver, gold, and platinum packages that do guarantee quicker access. Also, in some instances, start to prove cost prohibitive. So, something to be aware of. Now, their documentation in many instances can also seem incomplete in some places. And you may notice that Google Cloud does not often explain why or how to avoid exceeding certain limits. Considering the good and the bad for Google Cloud, I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. That now brings me to Microsoft Azure, which some may know it as Windows Azure. This hybrid platform incorporates really all three categories of cloud services: software as a service, platform as a service, and infrastructure as a service. If you use Azure Cloud, you'll find many applications for multiple purposes and opportunities to implement. The Azure Marketplace is like an open source cloud platform that can help you develop, store, manage your solutions. And it offers tremendous flexibility and scalability. One of their major drawbacks, though, is their failure to provide what I would term is an integrated cloud backup. Azure backs up and restores their data in a unique way and typically relies on your on-premises servers to get it back to the cloud. This data backup solution is rather complex and may become a problem in certain types of mishaps. It may seem like a great feature, but it's not very useful when your primary goal is to keep your data remote and accessible from really anywhere. In addition to that, some Azure tools, namely Microsoft Azure Management Console, can take a long time to respond or update. Their click-through rate is kind of ridiculous as well. And for some simple tasks, it can create a high level of frustration. Considering those drawbacks, I would give it a 3 out of 5. And last on my list is Amazon Web Services, or AWS. It's a very popular cloud platform and actually the oldest, with a variety of services to choose from. AWS has introduced their storage gateway for those companies who are already utilizing on-premise data centers. AWS offers excellent analytics tools and offers excellent HIPAA compliance, especially if you opt for their Amazon Web Services. What's more, AWS also provides you with a pay-as-you-go service with no minimum spending requirements, no long-term contracts, and no technical lock-ins. And that flexibility is quite nice, isn't it? The only difficulty you might face with AWS is that you may need to invest in some significant training for your staff in the system's usability. It is quite expansive, and as a result, really needs a high level of training to be utilized to its highest advantage. Other than that, you're good to go with AWS. I won't hesitate to give this a rating of 4 out of 5. It's that good. Now, each of these cloud platforms has its set of pros and cons. AWS seems to just be a little better in all areas. Compared to the other four, with AWS, you can experience greater flexibility and scalability. It can improve efficiency for healthcare environments, and you have servers instantly available.